All right, let's get right to it. This is an urgent strategic briefing. We are facing an irreversible fundamental change in the nature of warfare. The old rules are out the window. And I want to be crystal clear. This isn't some future forecast. This is the reality on the ground right now that we have to deal with.
This number, 400 to 1. This is why we're here today. This isn't just a statistic. It represents a completely broken economic model, a model that, if we don't fix it, is a mathematical guarantee of strategic failure. This is the problem we have to solve.
Okay, so let's break this down. This is the math in action. You're looking at a $12 million THAAD interceptor, our best-in-class, high-altitude defense system, going up against a $30,000 drone. This isn't a war game scenario. This is the unwinnable equation our people are dealing with as we speak. We are literally trading our crown jewels for their disposable pawns, and we are losing that trade every single time.
Now just look at this chart. The visual gap here says it all. Those huge blue bars, that's our high-end, exquisite hardware. That tiny little red bar on the right, that's the threat. What this shows you is a brutal, simple truth. Our entire traditional air defense system is economically unsustainable against the swarm. An enemy doesn't need to out-engineer us anymore. They just need to bankrupt us.
So let's talk about the product that completely upended our market. The weapon that's been called the poor man's cruise missile. And believe me, it has earned that name. This is the Iranian Shahed 136, what the Russians call the Giran 2. Look, this thing is built with commercial off-the-shelf parts. You've got processors from Texas Instruments, fuel pumps from Poland. This is not high-tech wizardry. It's just simple, pragmatic engineering that has democratized long-range strike capability. It has dropped the barrier to entry for strategic attacks down to practically zero.
And here's the crucial part. This threat is not standing still, not even close. It's a rapidly moving target. The original was crude, yeah, but it's evolving at an incredible pace. Russian versions now have hardened satellite navigation to beat our jamming. They're carrying 90-kilogram warheads packed with tungsten shrapnel for maximum lethality. And now, we're seeing the jet-powered Shahed 238, which is way faster and much harder to intercept. So this isn't just one drone. It's becoming a networked, multivariant family of weapons.
So what has this new threat done? Well, it's fractured our entire industrial base. It has created a clear and, frankly, dangerous divide between the legacy players, the primes, and a whole new breed of agile, tech-forward developers.
And this gets right to the heart of that decoupling. On one side, you have the traditional primes. Their entire model is built on these exquisite, incredibly high-cost systems with development cycles that we measure in decades. On the other side, you've got the tech disruptors. Their model is built for speed, for scale, for software agility. They think in terms of attributable, meaning expendable, systems, and their development cycles are measured in months. It's two completely different worlds.
And if you want a perfect example of this new model in action, here it is. The Lucas program, the low-cost, uncrewed combat attack system. It went from a public idea to being deployed in combat in just 43 weeks. Think about that, a little over 8 months. That kind of speed is it's unheard of in the traditional acquisition world. It proves that we can move at the speed of relevance when we need to.
Okay, so let's talk about how this new industrial model actually lets us fight back, how we can use it to fix this completely broken math.
So the big question becomes, how do we restore economic sanity here, right? Well, the answer isn't some single silver bullet technology. It lies in two parallel approaches that both attack this core economic problem, just from different angles.
The first approach is to leverage high technology. Not to build an even more expensive missile, but to do the opposite, to dramatically lower the cost of every single engagement, to fundamentally change the physics of the fight.
And Israel's Iron Beam system is a perfect illustration of this. It's a directed energy weapon. First off, its magazine is virtually unlimited. That solves the huge problem of just running out of interceptors. And the cost per shot? About $2. You heard me right. $2 to destroy a $30,000 drone. That restores a massively favorable economic ratio and solves the magazine depth crisis, all in one go.
The second approach, it completely embraces that attributable philosophy we talked about. It's simple. If the enemy is attacking you with mass, you defend with mass. You use your own low-cost systems to defeat their low-cost threats.
And the Ukrainian model here is just fascinating. They've developed these interceptor drones that cost about $1,000 a pop. So when a $1,000 drone takes out a $30,000 Shahed, you get a 30-to-1 favorable cost-exchange ratio. They are completely flipping the script on the attacker, using the attacker's own logic against them. It's brilliant.
So what does all this mean for us, for our strategy? Based on this new reality, there are some mandatory, strategic pivots that we have to execute. And I mean immediately. This is not optional.
Number 1, we must adopt a posture of permanent distributed lethality. That means hybrid forces that blend our high-end fighters with thousands of low-cost attributable systems. Number 2, we have to prioritize defensive economic realism. Cost-exchange ratios have to become a primary design driver from day one. $1 million interceptor for a $1,000 drone is a recipe for strategic exhaustion, period. And third, we must build true industrial agility. We need to merge aerospace engineering with agile software development because hardware is becoming a commodity. The software is what's decisive now.
And this is the new bottom line. Victory is no longer just about who has the most advanced technology. It's about economic and industrial endurance. It's about who can sustain the fight when the math turns against you. The side that best manages the math of the swarm is the side that's going to win.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought. For decades, we've defined the ultimate weapon as the most advanced piece of hardware we could build, like a stealth fighter. But in this new era of attributable warfare, is the ultimate weapon a spreadsheet? Because mastering the economics of this new kind of war is going to be the single deciding factor in all future conflicts. We absolutely must get this right. Thank you.